Hello and welcome to Lonely TTRPG. I am Steel Stash, and today we are going to be playing As the Crow Flies by Harper J of Chubby Crow Games. So, As the Crow Flies is a solo game using the Carta System. So, the Carta System is you arrange cards on your playing field, and based on that, you use whatever the prompts are. So backstory for this is you are a crow. You hatched 1 month ago, and now your siblings are ready to leave the nest. There used to be humans here, but they all left. That's what your mama told you, and what her mama told her. Many lifetimes ago, the humans gathered into their rockets and flew to the stars. In the decades since, the Earth Mother has begun to retake the land and bring magic back to it. Green grass and vines cover the cities the humans left behind. Nature and magic thrive, offering comfort to those who wish it, and adventures for those who are willing to seek them. Those such as yourself. You take flight from your nest, eager to explore. So, like I said, this uses the Carta system. So, in order to play, we're going to need a deck of cards with the jokers removed, a token to represent ourself, 10 feather tokens, 4 exploration tokens, and we're just going to keep our journal digitally. All right, so to set up, we're going to remove the 2 of diamonds and jack of hearts, then shuffle the deck and draw 22 cards. The jack is going to get added to the 22 pile, and these cards are all going to be dealt face down in a 4x6 with the 2 of diamonds in the final spot. So the goal is to find the jack of hearts in the deck. The 2 of diamonds is our nest. It's going to represent our home. To move, we can move anywhere that we want. Just as long as we land on a new card, we will flip that, and we will use whatever prompts are in the game for that. Our feather tokens represent health, stamina, willpower, and food, allowing us to have strength. When we read 0 tokens, the game ends. We are still alive, but don't have the strength or drive to continue on. The exploration tokens are for each time you find a suitable location for a home in the form of a club, you will gain 1 exploration token. To win, you must find the Jack of Hearts and have collected all 4 exploration tokens, or have explored every card on the board. All right. So I think we're actually going to do a 4x4 grid. So we're only going to deal 14 cards. We're just going to play a short game today. But we will start with 6 feather tokens, and we will only need 3 exploration tokens to win. So we're going to go ahead and add our token counters to the board. All right, so now we're just going to arrange this in a 4x4, just grabbing random cards off of here. So to move, we need to spend a feather token and move our crow to anything that connects to the card that we're currently on. So we're going to use a feather token, and we're going to go ahead and move up 1. So we're going to flip that card, and we got a 4 of clubs. So clubs represent flora and scenery. And going down to the prompt for clubs, for the 4, a clearing in the center of a dense grove of trees houses many animals living peacefully together. If I lived here, would I be a social butterfly or a quiet recluse? Well, I am a crow who has just left home. Considering how close I am, I think I'd be a social butterfly. I probably know a fair amount of these animals anyway. So, yeah, I'd definitely be a social butterfly in this spot. Because, again, I know people, and, like, this is my backyard, basically. But the bright side is, because I landed on a club, I get an exploration token. And I need to earn 3 of those. So we're going to use another feather token. I'm down to 4. And we're just going to go ahead and move diagonally. And what do we get? 2 of spades. All right, so spades are resources to help keep you alive and comfortable. So for the 2 of spades, under the cover of night, you unearth an old cache of food. Gain weather feather token. Is this an abandoned and forgotten place, or are you stealing resources from the animal that left them here? Now, that is a tricky question. Am I stealing? I don't know. I'm new to this world. I don't think I'm stealing. The area looked pretty old and abandoned, but it is one of those. Hopefully, it wasn't somebody who already started stockpiling for the winter. It's early summer, so it's not out of the question. But again, like I said, this area looked pretty abandoned. It was covered in dust and everything. Hopefully, I'm not stealing. But I did get another feather token, which comes in handy because I'm going to need to use that right now to move. And I'm going to move diagonally downward. And I got the King of Hearts on that. So heart cards are magic and mystery, things that stand out among the natural world. So the prompt for the King of Hearts: among the desolate and uninhabited ruins of an ancient human city, the spirits of humans long since deceased wander the streets looking for purpose. What do these spirits teach you about the fall of humanity, and what can you learn from this information? So my crow has just flown into a city, and we have all the abandoned buildings being reclaimed by nature, already having been reclaimed by nature. But as I look out on these buildings, I see these spirits and these ethereal entities just floating around. And as I watch, I see how little regard the people in the city seem to have for nature. Like this whole place is hard stone, unnatural stone, and metal. And yeah, this does not seem like a people who enjoyed their connection to nature. So I'm going to use another feather token. I am down to 3 feather tokens. And I'm going to go ahead and move straight up. And 7 of Hearts. Oh, that was a King of Diamonds, not a King of Hearts. Darn. Screw it. It's a King of Hearts now. 7 of Hearts. So we're still in magics. The blue-green needles of a pine tree catch your eye, its branches long and arching, some drooping all the way to the ground. What do you learn from the song this tree sings through its bark and pines? So after leaving the city, I find this nice grove of pine trees, and I listen to the song of the wind in their branches and the needles, watching the needles dance. And I just take the moment to reconnect with nature, the call back to the earth, the call to put down roots and plant myself that this tree is telling me. So using another feather token, let us go ahead and go 1 card to the right. So I'm now at the rightermost layer. And 3 of spades. So spades are resources. Spades gives resources or lose resources. Like now, 3 of spades. As you settle in for a night's rest, a bright orb of light appears among a decrepit human street as lamps from ages past somehow flicker to life. Lose feather token. How is it possible that these lamps work after all this time? The strange magic of humans. Even after all this time, their technology still works. Their harsh glare still reaches out for us and mocks us and nature. So using my last feather token, I'm going to go ahead and move down. I hope this is a club. Yes. Queen. Nope. Darn. Clubs gain exploration tokens, not resources. So the Queen of Clubs, what started as a dam, kept growing onto the shore of the river it spans, growing longer and taller as the years went by, until a thriving animal city formed along the wooden structure. If you made your home here, what would you become a great dam builder, or would you contribute in some other way? So as I am out of feather tokens, I am no longer able to explore. But I am able to make a new nest on any of the clubs. And I think I'm going to make it on the Queen of Clubs and this great dam city. Now, I don't think I would become a dam builder myself, but I would definitely attempt to contribute to the city in some other ways. While tired and worn down from my trip and my small interactions with humanity, I still feel comfortable going out and finding any resources that might be necessary and that might help. So I can definitely be a resource gatherer for this animal city and find my place among. And with that, I'm going to make my nest in this town and start building my new home. So that is As the Crow Flies. So As the Crow Flies is a solo TTRPG written by Harper J of Chubby Crow Games. Now, full disclosure, I was given a copy of this by Harper J. He saw me on Twitter and was interested in my podcast and asked if I was interested in playing this game. So, full disclosure, before we get into the full-on review, yes, I did receive a free copy of this. Now, all that being said, this is a fun, cute game. I don't know how I feel about the resource management and your movement being tied to your feather tokens, or at the very least, how few feather tokens you have, because I was only able to gain one additional feather token. I found 2 cards that had the potential. Only one of them gave me a feather token. I got to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. So, granted, on a larger deck or playing the larger game, that would have been 10 tokens, but I don't know if I would have fared any better. Which really, if you're gonna have a main complaint for the game, the fact that the game was too short and you wanted to play more, that's not a bad complaint to have. But no, it's a fun, cute little game. I like the concept. I like the core conceit that you are a crow exploring the remains of the earth after humans. It's a nice chance to stop and reflect on what we've done and, like, you know, really stop and think about it. The Carta system is nice. This is my first time playing Carta, using the Carta system. I think Carta is really a nice mechanic for these exploration type games. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing more games in the Carta system. But what Chubby Crow Games does with the Carta system is what they do with their prompts and their reflections. I like how every card has a prompt and a reflection question. That is definitely a lot of work to put into this game. That's a lot of stuff that you have to think about. Now, granted, a lot of the reflection questions are, you know, what would you learn and how would you interact in these situations? So the reflection questions are fairly basic, but I do like that the reflection questions are given in there. Last episode, I played The Wretched, which at the end of every day, you had a reflection period and kept your log. And one of the things that I struggled with that was, while I was completing my tasks in The Wretched, and I would have multiple tasks in a day, I would get kind of caught up in describing my task. And then I got to my reflection and log, and I felt like I was restating myself, which in the grand scheme of things wouldn't necessarily be that big of a deal for something like just playing by yourself. You're keeping a notebook. But if you're doing any type of audio or interactive engagement with this, then it made the reflection less impactful. Whereas in As the Crow Flies, you have one prompt, immediate reflection. So I do like that. It does make things flow a little bit easier, if a little fast. Like I said, relatively short game, especially if you're playing the smaller board. All in all, I think I completed the game in 15 minutes. So definitely lends itself well to just, if you got some free time, knocking out a quick game. And with as short as it is, just reshuffle and redo, because again, it doesn't take a lot of time as long as you have the book in front of you or the PDF pulled up. Then yeah, it doesn't take any time at all to just set up a game, knock it out, set up a game, knock it out, and just have those quiet reflections. And because you're using a deck of cards, you got 52 options for prompts and reflections. And granted, yes, I'm in a 4x4, so that's 16 total cards. That's just over a quarter of the deck on the field right now. I only got 6 of those 16 cards, and I only got to play 6 of those 16 cards. So like a tenth. So there's a good opportunity for several playthroughs in a row without necessarily getting too repetitive. So all in all, again, As the Crow Flies is a fun game. If you got a couple bucks, go ahead and check it out. Yeah, it is only $5 on itch. So if you're looking for it, it is harper-j.itch.io/asthecrowflies. So go check it out, get yourself a copy, and enjoy. Go spread your wings and fly. This has been Steel Stash for Lonely TTRPG, the solo play and review TTRPG podcast, saying farewell.